Going to buy some shock today because I had to keep backwashing and backwashing and backwashing. I want this stuff dead so when it filters out, the pool will be clear. And some leaves got down there. Let's hear it for the wrong size pool cover. Never making that mistake again. All right, it turns out I had 2 packages of shock left from last summer. I probably want to put 6 more in the pool. Just a little tip. When you're gonna put shock in the pool, just like chlorine, you don't throw the big chunks in the pool because it will sit on the bottom and it'll burn holes in your liner. So I brought these 2 packages I had in the house. I'm stirring it up in a stainless steel pot. Watch which pot you use. Chlorine will corrode certain metals. So I've stirred it. It's not all dissolving. So I'm gonna go pour this in the pool and then put some more water in there with the stuff that's still on the bottom. I'm gonna make sure it's all dissolved. But I'm gonna take you through the process of what happens when you use the wrong size pool cover and all the junk gets in your pool. Once I got it cleared up and it's filtered, we can get the net and we can skim out the leaves that fell into the pool. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. Because it's tragic to some people when their pool is green, they don't know what to do. But when you start the season off with green water, I really would like to just empty the pool and fill it up. But I know better than to do that, especially with the water bill. Actually, from up on the deck, from looking from up on the deck, it's not that bad. The filter got a lot of it out overnight. I ran it since last night, but when I came out here this morning, the water wasn't even moving. I had to backwash it. So these 2 packs of shock might do a little trick. I still have the inner tubes floating around. I got to cut those zip ties and empty them. You know, you unscrew the little plug out of the air fill valve and you can roll out the air and put them in a bag till next time I need them. Anyway, all the leaves are conveniently in one spot. So I just have to find the net. I have the net around here somewhere, put it on the pole. I can get those leaves out. Other than that, it's not too bad because those leaves were sitting in the cover. And when I came home, Anthony had already started to pull it off. So anyway, let's get the shock in the water. All right, now I'm gonna add some water to this pot and keep stirring. I'm gonna get it all dissolved. I'll put it in there. It might take a couple of tries. And next time you see this camera, hopefully the water's a lot cleaner. But I'm gonna have to keep backwashing it. When I get home from work today, I will. And a couple of those little plates that sit over the sections popped off. So I got some silicone to fix them up. Yeah, they don't make these pools high quality. It's as flimsy as they can make it and still make their money, but it's all right. It'll do what it's got to do. We got the nice, shiny, colorful liner because a hailstorm ruined the last pool. I have one more tip. Notice I'm wearing my nice pajama t-shirt. My wife and my mom, they kind of strong on me into buying pajamas. So now I got a bunch of pajamas. Snoopy, right now I'm wearing Toy Story. So I have t-shirts that kind of match the pajama pants, and they're nice. Actually, they're comfortable. I won't tell them I'm happy that I have pajamas. I've been wearing sweatpants my whole life, sweatpants and sweatshirts since I was a kid. But the point is, if you splash this water on your clothes, you might as well throw it in the laundry and splash bleach all over it and get stains. Because this shock is just like the chlorine from the pool. I'm trying to be careful and I'm stirring it aimed away from me. But it'll ruin your clothes. Be careful, you get little white spots everywhere. All right, it's a day later. I ended up with some bleach spots on my shirt. You know, this is a pajama shirt. It was brand new. I wore it last night and the night before. The night before, it didn't have those white marks. So as careful as I was with that shock, If you're gonna shock your pool, guess what? You need to put on some junky clothes. All right, so you know we opened the pool on Sunday. And of course, Anthony pulled the cover off before I got here. And the cover was too big for this pool, so all the stuff fell in the water. The water was horrible. You couldn't see the bottom. It was green. Now it's Wednesday. So the filter's been running for 2 days. I put 2 packages of shock in on Sunday, and I put 2 packages of shock in last night. And I went and I bought a skimmer net because, you know, all those leaves were on the bottom. I wanted to get them out. So I bought a skimmer net. It's $24 at Lowe's. But I got to go buy a pole because this pole is broken. You leave things laying around, and with grandkids and Anthony doing the little adventurous things with poles, it's broken. So I got a bunch of the leaves out last night, but it got dark. So let me show you where we're at after 2 days of the filter running and only 4 bags of shock. Now I'm gonna predict by Friday this thing's gonna be crystal clear and everything's gonna be off the bottom. Well, maybe. I'm not going in to vacuum it because the water's cold. So we're gonna wait until it warms up before we go in there. And I bought another chlorine floater, and the 2 of them are sitting at the filter. I have to add some water. But that's where we're at. This video is gonna help somebody and encourage them, because I really, for years, I didn't want to do this. And I'm gonna show you how I have the filter hooked up, because that was a very big deal. If you go back and check my videos, I have a video where we made a concrete slab for the filter, because this filter was not made for this pool. I bought it online, used, because the filter we had wasn't doing a good enough job. This filter's doing a great job, but it fell over. It was so heavy we couldn't stand it back up. So last season, we went ahead and bought a little concrete pad. Am I ready to be a concrete finisher? No, I'm not. But this filter won't budge now. It's solid. And I hooked up some compression fittings. So taking that filter off this pool is 15 minutes. And putting it back on the pool, 15 minutes. I'm never paying anybody again. Until I get too old to do it myself, or the kids don't want to come swimming, I'm not paying anybody else to put a pool filter on and close the pool ever again. We got this now. I'm just gonna share it. Maybe it's gonna help you. All right, I have the hose running in the pool. I'm gonna give it a good half hour, 40 minutes to get the water up, because when you first start up and you have green in the pool and you kill the green, the algae and the leaves and all that pollen stuff, it clogs the filter, so you have to do a lot of backwashing. This filter's been running since yesterday and I still see the water coming out, but I could hear it. It's struggling a little. So the first thing you do is pull the plug out. My hand is busy. Don't do what I'm doing. You know, if you're not filming, you could use 2 hands. Now, you take the filter and you put it on backwash. See it right here, it says backwash. Always go clockwise. That's it. Always turn it clockwise. Now I'm gonna plug it back in, but I'm gonna put the camera down for a second, so I don't wanna get shocked. Now, because I had the water low, it sucks a little air, so it backwashes, then the air goes in. This is why I got the hose in there. I probably could have waited a little while for it to fill up some more. We'll be right back. See that rock? Remember that rock. That's those pollen things from the oak tree. That tree sends it over here. Okay. So I have tried to make things as easy as I can here. Let me unplug this. All right. Never use your mouth to unplug an extension cord. I know that's wrong, but I don't have somebody out here to help me. So anyway, I hooked this extension cord, this heavy duty extension cord from Lowe's. Don't use a cheap extension cord because it's going to use power, it's going to heat up, and you don't want to have a problem. I have it hooked up to a timer. So the filter comes on at 8 or 9 in the morning. It goes off at 8 or 9 at night. It's going to be running less once it gets clear. But here's the point. When the filter goes off, any air bubbles that might be in there or any water that wants to go back into the pool will push that skimmer basket out of the hole. Then what's going to happen is when it comes back on, it's going to pull the basket in sideways, and any leaves that might be in there are going to work their way down to that secondary basket, and you don't want to be opening that one. It's got a nice rubber gasket. It's sealed. It's low. So if there's any kind of a leak, you're gonna have a problem. So I'll put a little rock in that filter basket. When the filter turns off, I'll show you the timer in a minute. When it turns off, the basket stays put. When it comes back on, the basket is right where it's supposed to be. Another tip from Rudy. If you put a rock that's too small, it could get sucked down in the hole. So make sure it's big enough that it cannot go down in the hole of your filter, but not too big where it blocks the water. Nice little rock is all I need, and my filter goes on and off by itself. Once a week I'll come out and I'll put chlorine in and I'll backwash it. This pool's gonna be crystal clear all year. And once that tree was done dropping those stringers, the pool stays clean, because they have to go through the deck. They're not gonna track any sand in there. All right. Now, before we put it back on filter, because we just backwashed it, we're gonna put it on rinse. Just in case there's any of that dirty water in the system, we don't want to spit it back in the pool. So I'm about to plug it back in, see if I can do this and record. All right, and now we put it back on filter. That's it. Now we have backwashed our filter. If there was a little bit of more water in the pool, it would have been shooting out nice and strong instead of slowing down. That was from the air bubbles. Here we go. Now, due to the fact that the pool was low, the filter's sucking air, the air's getting down there, but you give it a minute, it'll work those air bubbles out, but the pool looks pretty good. Yeah, once a little bit more of that stuff off the bottom gets stirred up, it'll be crystal clear. I'm gonna go show you the timer I got hooked up so it goes on and off by itself. Somebody's gotta do it. I don't feel like doing it every day, so the timer works. It's third day of filtering. I'm gonna have to vacuum, but I need a longer pole to reach the whole pool. I'll go get a pole. But for now, I'm very happy we're getting close. That's it. It's Sunday. So from Sunday to Sunday, we opened the pool. It was shot green, garbage, leaves. Now, I went and got a new pole, okay? $39 at Lowe's for a pole. It telescopes out to 16 feet. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't get a short one, because if you can't reach everything comfortably, it makes the job a little bit harder. I started to rip the wrapper off of this and I realized, wait, I better video. This is the first time in my life I actually bought a brush. Usually I just vacuum the pool, but right now, it's spotless as far as the water. It's crystal clear, but there's still some stuff on the bottom. So I'm gonna make another shot at scooping up the last little bit of leaves I can see, and then we're gonna take this brush and we're gonna scrub the whole bottom and kick up anything else that needs to be filtered out. I'm putting this video together. Hopefully this will encourage you. Don't be afraid. If your pool is green, it's really not a big deal. We use less than 5 bags of shock. The chlorine is floating around. The filter's been on now. The first few days I let it run straight through and I kept backwashing it. It's been running during the day for 4 days now. I haven't backwashed it yet. So it's good. The water's good. It comes on in the morning. It stays on during the day. And next week, I'm going to lower it down to about 6 or 7 hours a day. That's it. You want to take care of the pool? You could do it. I'm not paying people hundreds of dollars anymore because we learned how to do it. Now, next year, we're going to measure the pool, and we're going to buy the correct mesh cover, and then we use zip ties, and we zip tie those Arizona tea bottles on every grommet, and it pulls it tight, and the leaves will just blow right off. And I don't have to worry about the water on top of it turning green because the water goes right through the mesh. That was my mistake this year, using that tarp that was just not the right size. I probably shouldn't have been cheap. I should have did what I had to do. So as of right now, we're golden. It's imperative that you do something with that basket. You don't have to use a rock. I choose using a rock, but the filter turns off. And if there's any kind of bubbles or anything that push that basket up and it turns sideways, the next morning when that filter kicks on, any garbage is going to get sucked down into the little basket on the pump. And it's really not a good idea to keep opening that and closing it, because I found it's got a really good seal on it. You don't want to open it and close it just because your basket turns sideways. That's it. It's easy peasy. That's my little setup. So that wire goes under the deck and it's connected to the pump. It was a week. It took 7 days. Happy Easter. I hope this helps somebody. Just be encouraged. Taking care of the pool is not a big deal. It used to be a big deal because I didn't know what I was doing. But now I got it down to a science. And don't forget, I have those compression fittings. I have them hooked up to my pond pump. I have them hooked up to the pool. That's it. 15 minutes, filter on and off. 15 minutes. And no more trying to get those hoses off the connections for the filter in the pool. Just unscrew the connection fitting. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. It was a good invention, whoever came up with this. And you know, this water's crystal clear. There's a couple little things floating around on the bottom. I may try to set the vacuum up and do it from outside the pool. I always like vacuuming it from inside the pool is better. But yeah. If you like this, if this video helped you at all, it's encouraging to us when people share and help us grow our channel. And we're gonna keep trying to share the good, the bad, and the ugly, whatever it is. If our experiences can help even 1 or 2 people, I guess it's worth it. It's rewarding. But for now, this pool's ready to go. And it's a little cold. It was just Easter today, so, you know. Yeah. Crystal clear in a week. You can do it. Have a blessed day.